What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Media Mixtape Reacts. I'm your boy Obi Jack. Standing next to me is my brother Josh G. And as you can see by the title, we're going to be reacting to Mac Miller. Two new songs just released last night off of his K.I.D.S mixtape. It is the 10-year anniversary, and they did add a deluxe with two new songs. So we're gonna be reacting to those two songs in this video.
So are these two like old songs that he wanted on the mixtape?
I believe that there are songs that were from 2010 that just were never released, and then they're adding to this mixtape. Okay. Let me know down below. I'm not the biggest Mac Miller fan, so let me know down below if I'm correct, incorrect.
Yeah, and we gotta say right off the bat, obviously, rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yes.
We're not trying to, get any clout off his name, nothing like that. Just I'm really interested in hearing these tracks. Right. Two new tracks from Mac Miller. Obviously, I think he's a really solid artist. I wasn't the biggest fan of him either, but I always respected him as a really talented artist.
I was a bigger fan of this era, like K.I.D.S era.
Yeah,
because he was more of rapping Mac Miller. He kind of started to venture out into more singing later in his career. So.
I actually thought he kind of became more well-rounded in some of his music and stuff later on in his career, but I just didn't really pay attention and listen to it. I was actually more of a fan of the person Mac Miller.
Right.
Like I always would smile when I was seeing him. You know, I mean, he had a show for a little bit with Schoolboy Q was on a couple times. Super funny guy, just very easygoing kind of dude. So
yeah, seems like a nice dude, and from all accounts, was a great guy.
Yeah,
so.
obviously. But off the bat, I wanted to say rest in peace. I just really curious to check out these tracks, and we obviously want to do a reaction to them. So we're gonna check them out. We're gonna start off with Back in the Day, and then at some point we'll get into the A track as well. Mm-hmm. So let's get into it.
Back in the day when it was a dream, nobody believed in what I could be. But now I'm laughing at him like, cause I'ma be okay. Back in the day when it was a dream, nobody believed in what it could be. But now I'm laughing at him like, cause I'ma be okay. I used to have a dream, now it seemed that I'ma live it in real life. Getting free jeans, good weed, feeling real nice. Used to think that I was too short or too dumb. Just a newcomer to the game trying to do something.
I started to say, this is the Mac I like. And
this is definitely of that era. This is definitely 2010s
for sure.
Mac Miller. This definitely sounds like a very, very old song.
Yeah.
And in the vein of what he used to talk about. So.
And it's super dope. I feel bad. Obviously, I think if you're a really, really huge fan of Mac Miller's artist, this must be hard and tough to listen to tracks like this because he's saying back in the day, he's kind of singing like no one really believed in me, and I'm laughing at them now. This was 10 years ago,
right?
And obviously, it even equally relates to how big he was in 2020 or 2019,
right? Yeah, because K.I.D.S, the mixtape itself was massive for him, and it was like really when he got on the scene and like became widely known as Mac Miller, and I think obviously as you could tell already by the lyrics, it's like I was doubted. You know what I mean? I was this kid nobody believed in, and now I made it, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing. So,
but it also, like I'm saying, like it kind of equally relates to like him in 2019 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is at the point when he passed away, he was still pretty big in his career.
Right.
Still kind of relating to this, obviously. But I just like the sound of it so far. It is 2010 Mac for sure. Let's get back into it though.
Real life, getting free jeans, good weed, feeling real nice. Used to think that I was too short or too dumb. Just a newcomer to the game, trying to do something. Used to running after ice cream trucks, but now I just stroll, lace my Nikes up. I'm a nice, clean cut, good looking individual, filling up a notebook with rhymes when I go down. See, now that isn't me or anything I'm finna be. I want the money, cars, hoes, clothes, a kid can dream. I used to talk to girls that wasn't even into me. Now they hit me up wanting intimacy. Love me for me, not who I'm about to be. And if they...
What do you think so far?
I think it's sad. It's sad because of how excited he was at this time,
Yeah.
And obviously to know his entire history and the great career that he did have, and it was continuing, right? It was going to continue, and it's such an unfortunate thing happened to him. So it's just sad. It does bring you back to like, damn, like he was so excited to be this big artist.
Yeah, and you're hearing the before him, and obviously we know what happened. So it's like you're hearing him and his mindset like before he even knew what was coming.
Right.
And we already knew what came. You know what I mean? Obviously him being a pretty even bigger artist than he was back in 2010.
Right. And really growing. That's a big thing too. Is there's a lot of growth from this era because right here he has a singing hook. He's rapping. That's kind of was his style back then.
Yeah, and he kind of raps about I'm a young kid with big dreams, and people doubted me and things. Oh yeah, obviously I rapped about different topics, but that was kind of like the essence of the Mac that I kind of felt early on in his career was that kind of like, I'm young, I want to be rich and famous, I can't wait to get into the game, people are doubting me, and then eventually it came to just being an all-around well-rounded artist, just making incredible art towards the end of his career.
Yeah, and
even though I didn't listen to it a lot, it was great music.
Yeah, sure. Producing his own music too, and like playing instruments and learning the piano and stuff like that. You know, he hadn't done all that yet at this time, so it just makes it sad. It's just sad. It's sad.
It's sad to hear, and obviously, just always anybody who passes away at a young age is definitely unfortunate. But like I said, I was a fan of him as a person, and so even when I remember the moment when it happened. I remember you I think you had tweeted something from the Media Mixtape podcast, like Twitter,
right? And
I had like notifications on my phone, so I got a bunch of like notifications of like Mac Miller passed away, and I literally was like gonna text you like, bro, why would you tweet that?
Right.
Like, why would you be making jokes?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was gonna text Jake. I was in the middle of a movie, and I was gonna text Jake like, dog, like, why are you tweeting fake shit?
Right.
Like, that was my first instinct of like, no, Mac Miller's
not. There's no way. And actually, that was my instinct too. Like when I saw the news, I was like, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not real. And then it just everywhere just started posting it. So
yeah, exactly. It was crazy. But anyways, in regards to the song specifically though, yeah, just sad to hear. Obviously, going back and hearing some old Mac and where he was at, obviously at a young age. Just reminiscing on who Mac was and stuff like that. It definitely brings you back a little bit. Let's get back into it.
Go run 100 miles for me, love me for me, not who I'm about to be. And if they didn't believe, then I could do without them. Cause at the end of the day, I'm just Malcolm. Hey, just a little snotty nose, trying to find his pot of gold. Staying up late on the phone, always calling hoes. Never thought I'd blow, no one took me serious. Now they see me walking down the street like, oh, there he is. As a kid, anything was possible, but mama knows the hottest flow. Don't put me on the honor roll. Grace taught her slipping, the classes I be skipping a bit. Before this life got distorted, before the money was the plan, before I ever thought that I would need to be a man, something like a Peter Pan. Nah, I ain't trying to grow up, cause being old sucks. I just wanna go nuts. Before I drank a beer or ever took a hit.
That was super relatable verse.
Yeah.
Super relatable verse. Obviously, he's like I said, he's just rapping about back in the day stuff, but super relatable in the sense of like, damn, like now we're getting older and stuff. I think I'm in that perfect. He was probably like probably 20. What?
Probably the same age.
He was probably like 18, 19.
Yeah,
I would say, right? He had to be because he passed away. He was 26, so he had to be like around the range 18, 19. But yeah, I'm 22 now, and I'm perfect. That's like it's perfectly like you live through that. You get older, you're like, damn, like. Back in the day when I was in high school, just kind of messing around and shit, and people were like, tell you left and right, like, oh, gotta be a little more serious, you gotta do this, gotta do that. And you don't realize it till once you're out of it and everything, you're like, damn, that shit kind of whack.
No, but talking about me,
like, those are my glory days. My glory days, and he's like a young kid. He's like, my glory days were back when I was a kid, you know what I mean? And now those days are gone. And I think everyone kind of hits that moment at some point in their life. They're like, yeah, shit, like, I took that shit for granted when I was a kid.
Yeah, definitely. But talk about, like, back in the day, a 4-minute song.
Yeah,
you don't see that much anymore, right? 4 minutes and 6 seconds. You don't see that really anymore.
Yeah.
Just because I guess attention spans, or I don't know if it has to do with streaming, or I don't know what, but
yeah.
So it's a little bit that made it a little bit difficult to listen to, just because I think 3 minutes is probably a good.
Oh, you think it's too long?
A little bit too long. A little bit too long. But again, like this is a different scenario of
different time.
Yeah, different time, and also. I'm pretty sure all his fans want as much Mac Miller as they can get. So if it's 4 minutes, give me all 4 minutes.
I think that's dope. I mean, obviously, like you said, it's a little bit a throwback. We don't have songs that are 4 minutes long anymore, really. But aside from that, in terms of how good the song is, I like the song. I like it.
I like it. I think
it's taking me back for sure. It's definitely like a song where I feel like while I'm listening to it, and obviously I'm looking at a picture of him. You guys could probably see it of Mac. That's like some fits he used to wear, bro.
Yeah, like
we had the flat brim,
cap.
snapback, the hat behind backwards. You had the G-Shock on your wrist or a watch, but it looks like a G-Shock.
Yeah.
You got the Vans on or whatever kind of skater shoes on you got on. That was just such a style.
And then also his tattoos. I was gonna say too, like his tattoos. Like when he passed away, he was
all tatted up.
Right here, he's got 2 that we could see in the video. So it's just
he has crazy... the little raised eyebrows. Smile. Everyone used that.
Yeah.
back in early 2010.
Yeah. So it's definitely a throwback, and this is when I was the biggest fan of Mac back here. So it is taking me back to like it was high school days where I was.
Well, you were in high school.
Yeah, I was in high school, and
he was the guy for he
was the up and coming rapper and kind of this new guy, right? He, this white guy from Pittsburgh, but he was really good lyrically, and
I feel like those vibes were probably sick at that time. Like if you were young going to college,
that was the vibe.
Student,
that was the vibe. Right?
Snapback,
snapback hats and.
Mac was the vibe. Everyone's like, we're all fucking, we're fucking young, we're happy, we're living our, even though he is kind of singing back in the day. I guess you could say it's a little bit of a sad song, kind of reminiscing on old days, and they're not there anymore. But the vibe of the song still is a little bit more. Mac kind of always had music that was a little bit more, even regardless of what he was saying, was a little more upbeat and kind of
and it fits. It fits with the mixtape.
Go lucky kind of thing.
It fits with the mixtape. It was definitely in the same vein, and that was. I do think the song is a good song.
It's a dope song.
Just the length. The length for me is a little bit.
Let's see if he has a little bit left in the last minute or so. I know he's going to go back into the hook right now, but let's see what's left.
It's a dream, nobody believed it'd be okay. Back in the day when it was a dream.
This is a song you drive to the beach to.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's a vibe, man.
Driving down PCH.
I'm laughing at him like, yeah. So this goes out to any of y'all that ain't trying to get old.
That was cool. I liked it.
That was a cool track.
I like the vibe.
Like I said, I think the biggest thing is the vibe of the song. I think it's like you said, dope. Jake said PCH, but if you guys aren't from California,
sorry,
Jake.
PCH, that's worldwide, bro. It's a long strip of right next to the beach.
Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah, Pacific Coast Highway. It's like a super long. It goes all the way up the coast. Pacific Coast Highway.
We're not trying to flex on y'all and say we're LA. We got the beach and shit.
But yeah, so it's this long road. If you're not from California, it's this long road that goes all the way up the coast that you
Pacific
can drive.
Coast Highway. It's literally the highway. By the beach. But anyways, that's definitely a vibe song. Summer vibes, whatever, kind of chills on. Even though like I said again, he's talking a little bit sad or reminiscing about the past. Shout out to anybody at the end. He says at the end of him talking. So shout out to anybody who doesn't want to get old. And also just a little bit sad too. Obviously he got older, but he passed away at such a young age.
Right.
He never did get old. You know what I mean? So that just to me that hit me a little bit. That's a little sad. But aside from that, man, that's a good song. It's a good track. I like Mac Miller. Like I said, I always liked him as a person. I never hated his music. I just never really listened to it as a fan of his music. But super talented guy, man. Gone way too soon, and obviously this is dope for his fans and for us too, I think.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So let's get into that. That does it for that reaction. But we'll get into Ayye.
Yes.
Obviously after the mixtape. Hopefully, I want bars from Mac. I want a bar heavy song. Hopefully, this is bar heavy.
The whole mixtape kind of I didn't listen to the entire mixtape, but I don't remember it being that.
No, it's definitely super vibey. But he has his moments. He has his moments of like.
I don't remember if there is any like crazy bars moments in that specific mixtape. But we're gonna get into Ayye now, second track. So here we go. Shorter track. And
Hey,
already vibing.
I'm all grown up, man.
Hey.
Yeah. Alright, look. Hey. I'm so drunk, it's a bad idea to talk. Cause I ain't making any sense, I'm just here to rock. Not sleeping, all grown up. Now the places that we go, they know us. Tell me, Mac, it's so good to see you blow up. Cause now I be with cheese like cold cuts. And I ain't dealing with a hoe, got no butt. Gotta do more than chillin', just show up. Just out my mind, stay dealing with some girls who be out all the time. And the higher that I get on this mountain, I climb to the clouds on my rise of a balcony, shine from the light.
That was his thing too. He did talk about girls and a little bit of drugs, a little bit here and there too, early on in his career. But vibes.
This is a
couple bars.
Yeah, this is a vibe. I think this kind of shows you a little bit of his potential. Like this is a funky beat to get on. Like, and this is kind of more of his vibe later as he got older, right? He did a lot more with instruments and like
maybe a little
live instrumentation and stuff like that. So.
I would say maybe a little slower down toward the end of his career, but definitely showing he was thinking about it, or at least interested in this kind of music and a little more funky,
willing to go in a little bit funkier vibe. So I like it. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Dealing with the cheese like cold cuts. Spin some bars, man. Yeah, I give him credit.
All right, it was good.
Fire to the sun, tonight'll be fun. Cause the night is too young and the rhyme to the drum is flowing. And island, see the ocean when I'm chilling, got me smiling. Like, hey, tonight'll be great. Walking through the door with a smile on my face, like, hate me or love me. Chase dreams, ain't worry about money. I'ma get it, then spend it the way it's gonna be. And you ain't on me if you ain't part of the team. If you ain't part of the team, you ain't on me if you ain't part of the team. Like, hey. shit.
I like that.
No,
I like that hook.
I like the hook.
I like that. It's just him singing. I mean, obviously there's an actual hook, but I like the singing in the background, the vocals.
Yeah, the A part, and I like the way from the first time we heard the hook and how it led right into the verse.
Yeah,
the way you hear the A, but also he goes right into the verse was sick.
Yeah, and again, spitting bars. It's in the same vibe of like people doubted me, people tell me I'm fucking up my life, but I'm just chasing dreams. I'm not really worried about money. I just want to live my dreams.
Yeah,
I'm this kid. I got presents like Santa's bag. Like he was spitting right there. He was spitting, but it was It's
a vibey spit. Obviously, what can we expect from a song called A? But I like it. I like it a lot. This is actually a cool little track. Like I said earlier on Mac, I probably mostly only listened to like my favorite song was like You Could Wear My Hat. Wear My Hat.
Yeah.
That was my favorite track. Great song, by the way.
Great song.
But aside from that, I didn't listen to much Mac, and this is like honestly making me kind of regret that because sometimes when we talk about this when we do our podcast, if you guys check it out, Media Mixtape Podcast on YouTube. But when we do album reviews of artists that we not really used to listening to, it's like sometimes you just gotta sit and force yourself like homework to listen to the music.
Yeah, because sometimes you're missing out on stuff.
And you'll find stuff because like again, when I was younger, I was like, Mac Miller's cool, but I don't listen to him that much, and then I just never really went into listen to the full mixtape or anything. But
and
this is making me want to.
K.I.D.S is on Apple Music. If you guys want to check it out, I'm sure it's on Spotify and all the other places. But
yeah, this makes me want to go back though and listen to it for sure because I like the song. Cool.
It's vibe. Yeah, it's another vibe song, but I do like. There's a little bit more bars than the last one, I think. In my opinion, so.
But it's cool.
Yeah, let's check out the rest.
I love part where he's spitting.
It's like a prom song.
Yeah,
on the way to prom.
Yeah, definitely. A 2010 prom.
2010 prom. Yeah.
Your prom.
Yeah. Literally, mine was in 2011.
Yeah. Let's see if he finishes out with anything.
That's why he was a big fan of that strum of the guitar.
Yeah.
It's like nice, beautiful chord.
But again, that's a vibey beach song on your way to the after party after prom, or on your way to prom, like Jake said, or whatever.
Or driving up PCH. I'm gonna say it again.
Or you don't have to be young. You could be in your mid-20s. But I just think this is young Mac, so it does make me feel like going back to that time and like kind of just being young.
I was definitely reminiscing on some stuff.
Yeah, being young, chasing some dreams. You know what I mean? Just being excited about life and stuff. That's kind of the vibe that his music put out at that time, and the vibe he put out himself at that time.
Yeah, I agree. That's two great additions to that K.I.D.S mixtape. Again, if you guys haven't gone to check it out, definitely go check it out.
I got it. I'm one of those people, so I gotta check it out.
That's gonna do it for our two reactions to A and Back in the Day by Mac Miller. Once again, we just want to reiterate, rest in peace to Mac Miller and condolences to his family and all his fans. We really appreciate being able to get new music from Mac. I know. Especially from that era, it's cool to reminisce. So we do really appreciate it.
And this is cool vibes like Mac again. And I think the big thing is if you're a Mac fan and maybe this was one of your favorite kind of versions of Mac, you never really got that towards his last couple of albums. His posthumous release was very, very sad, especially realizing after that he passed away.
Right.
We reviewed that on our podcast, and it was just a sad album to go back and revisit because a lot of the dark kind of sad things he was kind of going through and seemed to be sad, at least in terms of the music he was putting out. So it's definitely nice to get these vibey songs again. If you're a Mac fan, you really enjoyed the OG younger. Happy-go-lucky kind of Mac.
Yeah. That had the young, hungry, excited to be in the music industry.
And just to be able to get that vibe again, obviously, you know what I mean? We still appreciate Mac toward the end of his career, even though he was sad and he was making great music. The last couple projects he put out were just great music all around. But for sure, nice if you're a Mac fan to go back and get the vibes again.
Yeah, definitely. So that's going to do it for our reaction to A and Back in the Day. If you guys want us to react to anything, let us know down in the comments below or on Twitter media_mixtape.
Anything, music, movies, and sports related, we will try our best to get out to you. As long as you guys hit us up in the comments. We already got a few comments of a lot of recommendations. We're trying to hit all of them, so be patient with us. But we'll even shout you out. We'll put your little comment on our video too. So we really appreciate any kind of feedback you guys get because it helps us out a lot, honestly.
So our podcast channel is also linked below. We put out episodes every Monday and Tuesday. So definitely check that out. Subscribe to that channel. We're on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud as well, so you guys can go subscribe there. Everything else is down in the description. That's going to do it for this reaction, and we'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Peace.